Hello and welcome to the Citi Newsroom. My name is Bobie Ose. Second-year students of junior high schools and senior high schools return to their respective institutions to complete their academic year.
We are writing our WASI very soon, so I'm happy, partially happy that we are here to study and to finish our exams.
Also coming up, government suspends Agyapa IPO while awaiting special prosecutor's assessment.
Flood victims in the northeast region abandon temporary shelter provided by NADMO with a lack of proper care.
At that time, we were able to have at least 1 meal a day, but as of now, there is no even a single meal. And from the maize that they gave us, we have no money again to even go and do the private.
And on today's edition of Constituency Radar, NPP's candidate in the Odododiodio constituency vows to unseat the NDC's candidate.
I'm contesting against somebody who was a director of operations, one time a director of operations at the presidency, one time deputy minister for local government, one time deputy minister for trade, a substantive minister for sports, and he has nothing at all to show in Odododiodio. Nothing, absolutely nothing.
This is the Citi Newsroom. Now, the distraction and disruption caused by COVID is well known. One of the major sectors that has been impacted or disrupted is the education sector. Schedules have been disrupted. Students have had to stay home for months on end. Now, back in June, final year students got a chance to return, as well as the gold track of students also got to join the final year students at the SHS level. Now, the green track, for example, were in school in March before COVID hit, and then schools had to be closed. So since March, the green track students for the SHS level have not been in school and are now returning on the 5th of October. What you have here is a list of the number of students that are supposed to occupy this particular class. Prior to COVID, maybe you find 35, 40 students, but now you have a list of 28 students. 28 students. Form 2 Arts 3C. So I'm going to go over there and then speak to one of the students here just to find out what she makes of coming back to school after spending all this time at home. Which track are you?
Green track.
Green, which means you've been at home since March.
Yes.
That's a long time.
Yes.
What were you doing with all that time?
No, I was actually having fun and learning at the same time.
Okay. So now that you're back in October, how does it feel like to be back in school?
It feels great. Yeah, because we are back now, we are able to learn, so it feels great.
Okay. Now, so I mean, finally, any lessons you're looking forward to? I mean, in particular?
I'm looking forward to learning math.
Math, right?
Yes.
So we're here with the headmistress for Accra High, Reverend Mrs. Enim in Ketia. Can you walk us through what the experience has been so far?
Thank you very much. Today being the first day, you can see it yourself. My students are in, majority of them are in. We are expecting about 1,267 students. Even though we haven't taken, bring together the number of students that are in, you can see it for yourself that majority of them are in. And as at this time, we are all cleaning up the compound, as you can hear. So far, I think it is good. And looking at the response of the students, they are happy to come back, seeing their friends, and they are all in the nose marks. Yes, because if you don't have the nose marks, you can't enter.
For the classrooms, how many students are you planning to have in every classroom?
In my classroom, when we started, we realized that we can have some 25 and 30.
All right. Now, when we look at the fact that you're doing cleaning on the first day, should we expect academic work to also start today, October 5?
We have a very big compound, and I can't say no for today. Because after the cleaning, I'll meet the students, department by department, and talk to them. For this particular day today, I don't think academic work will go on. We'll start tomorrow.
So unlike their seniors at the SHS level, well, the students at the junior high level are now entering into their third term. They will be spending 10 weeks, after which they will enter into Form 3. Still watching the Citi Newsroom, we are currently at the Laboni SDA Church Schools, and we're trying to find out what's happening on the ground. At the senior high level, you have some gold track and the green track returning to school. At the junior high level, all Form 2 students have returned after staying home for almost 7 months. So we're going to try and speak to some officials here and also some students, if possible, to find out how school is going, whether or not they are happy with the preparations that have been put in place to ensure their safety. And now, for a lot of students, getting the chance to stay away at home and away from studying is heaven sent. Some also itch to just return to the classroom to learn and see their friends. I want to find out from your friend here if that is the case with him. What's your name?
Michael Dutz.
Can you speak up for me?
Michael Dutz.
All right. I mean, how excited are you to return to school?
Mostly happy. But
Almost like what? 50%?
Yes, 90.
Why?
Because the rest of the 10% is like the fear of catching the virus.
You actually have concerns about?
Yes.
But now, when you were at home, what exactly were you occupying yourself with?
Playing games and learning, of course.
Okay, so you sure you've not forgotten, everything that you learned?
No, not everything. A little bit of them has been forgotten, but not all.
Right, let's go around and speak to some of your other colleagues. And here's his friend sitting right next to him. Friend says he's 90% happy about coming back. What about you?
Well, I'm 100% happy to be.
Why is that?
Because all the safety protocols are in place, like the Veronica buckets outside. As you saw them wearing of the face masks. We have also been provided with 2 face masks and hand sanitizers for each student. So I'm very happy.
I'm going to move over. I've spoken to 2 gentlemen here. Let me cross over and speak to a lady. Hello. Like your friends say they are 100% happy to be back. What about you? Are you excited to be back? You don't look like it.
Somehow.
Why?
Why? I'll say home sweet home.
Home what?
Home sweet home.
Home sweet home. So you'd prefer to stay home and continue with your lessons?
Or not, like when I'm home too, it's not every day that I'll learn, but when I'm back to school, it's cool because my mom is going to pressure me and also that's going to make me learn too.
Okay. But I mean, I'm sure you're happy about, seeing your friends,
Oh yeah, but it's like I'm not with some of my friends over here. The ones over here are kind of boring. Okay. So it's like I'm quiet over here.
So there you have it. Taking a pause here, we're going to cross over to some other parts of the country to examine what is happening, with the school reopenings. My name is Bobby Osei.
At the T.I. Ahmadiyya Senior High School in Kumasi in the Ashanti region, for instance, students who have returned to school expressed confidence in the measures being put in place by the school management in ensuring no spread of the coronavirus pandemic among students.
The classroom, they have made arrangements 1 meter per chair, so that if anybody is having the infection, that person cannot infect us with it.
We advise not to take our nose masks off. We should always use our nose masks regularly. We shouldn't take it off. And when you are coming to school, we advise in the car we should wear our nose masks since we are coming from the house to the school.
For me personally, safety first. For me to go away with the virus or not to contract the virus, I would show my personal safety. I wouldn't mingle with friends, I'll social distance, then observe the safety protocols.
The assistant headmaster in charge of administration at the T.I. Ahmadiyya Senior High School, Sadiq Boateng, in an interview with Citi News, assured that management of the school has made various arrangements to frequently monitor the adherence of the safety protocols by the students in order to ensure that they do not spread the virus among themselves.
Every teacher has been instructed to at least spend some 5 minutes of the lesson time to talk to the students on the need for them to preserve this. And around, if you see any students without the nose mask, you are supposed to question the student and then demand that the student put it on. So the teachers are alert because we are at the forefront. If any students make a mistake, we are going to carry it to our homes, which we have small children there, so which may be so. We are trying to make sure that things go on as we want it to go.
Patience Labi, a nurse stationed at T.I. Ahmadiyya Senior High School Clinic, shares with Citi News how her team is helping to limit the spread of the virus in the school.
We have senior staffs, nurses, and as time goes by, visiting doctors. That's we take care of the general well-being of the wards. So if parents are home and they are scared of this season as the COVID-19 everything, they should relax because we are here for the kids.
Citi News checks at the Kumasi Anglican Senior High School also showed that all safety protocols are being observed by the school. Meanwhile, a visit by Citi News to some basic schools in Kumasi showed that many students are not adhering to the safety protocols, particularly the use of the nose mask.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom, currently at the Laboni SDA Church Schools. I'm in the office of the headmaster. Now, he's going to tell me it's been a long time coming. Students have been at home for a long time. Now they are back, October 5. Can you run me through what measures you've put in place to protect the students and even talk about the compliance level and all?
Now, with the spacing out, that's the social distancing. Yes, our students are 74 in number. And according to the social distancing, the students shouldn't be more than 30 in a class. And because of that, hitherto we had 2 classes. But because of this COVID-19, we have broken them into 3.
We know that some free meals were supposed to have been given. Tell me about that.
This is the first day for the Form 2s, and unfortunately, it's not arrived. In fact, I made some contacts. The one who prepared for us, still, according to him, he has not been contracted as far as this second one is concerned. How true it is, we don't know. But for now, we have not been served. And that is one big header we as management is going to face, because we told parents that we have our canteen, but because of the hot meal, we are not serving. And so we've not given them food. And the hot meal, which we relied on, has also failed us. Because of that, we are hoping to close very soon so that they can go home.
Now, the Ghana National Council of Private Schools has bemoaned the slow pace at which the loans from the NBSSI are being disbursed, saying it is affecting them.
Private school owners need help. Our interest is in the Ghanaian child. NBSSI, why? Were some inscriptions on placards displayed at the press conference. The conference was to draw government's attention to the delay by the National Board for Small-Scale Industries, NBSSI, in disbursing the stimulus package for businesses. According to the council, the NBSSI has not been transparent in honoring government's idea to support businesses that were affected by the pandemic. According to the association, its members are struggling to keep their schools running.
Well, so far, since the first time the processes were opened, we have done whatever we have to do as a council, where a report has been generated and it has been back and forth. So it's better for now we call the government to intervene and make sure that peace will prevail. We are not really fighting, but it is just like it's a misunderstanding between BSSI and the council, which we think that there are leaders in the country and we need to inform them officially about it. We have already petitioned the government and we are yet to receive a response to that.
As a result, the Ghana National Association of Private Schools (NACOP) say many of its members couldn't reopen school on Monday, as was announced by President Akufo-Addo.
60% were not able to open school today because the teachers were not ready to go to school. It's not like they are not even ready. They don't even have the means to get to the premises of the school. Most of them don't stay in the school, so they have to take transport. For almost 6 months, 7 months, they have not been paid. So 60% of the schools have not been able to reopen today, and majority of them have even given their numbers to government schools or other sister private schools to run with them.
From nose mask to Veronica bucket, schools across the country are preparing themselves to ensure that returning students are safe. You're still watching the Citi Newsroom. My name is Obiose, and we are traveling across the country to find out or assess what the schools are doing. I mean, how well prepared are they, and is learning actually commencing on the very first day as second-year students for junior high schools and senior high schools return. Now, currently at the Labone Senior High Secondary School, which is I would say a mixed institution. You have some of them being boarding students and some being day students. Have they put enough measures in place to ensure that these returning students are safe? And what else are they doing to ensure that the 10 weeks they will be spending here are fruitful? Now I'm here with the grandmother who has escorted her granddaughter back to school. I just want to find out from her what she makes of her returning now in October. Are you happy, ma?
Anyway, I'm happy because they are still home at about so many months. Then I'm very happy about it to come in school again.
Great. Now, what do you've seen what's happening on the school? Are you happy with the measures they are put in place to protect your granddaughter?
It's very good. As first at the main gate, they took temperature checkers.
Grandma is very happy you're back. It appears she didn't want you at home.
Yes, we spent a lot of months at home. For some students, it wasn't so effective, but I've homeschooled before, so I wasn't so affected by it. But it's a nice feeling because if you are even learning at home and you come back to school, some people haven't studied, and you have to still go back again and study the whole thing again. And we are writing our WASI very soon, so I'm happy, partially happy that we are here to study and to finish our exams. But
I'm sure you're happy to see your friends as well.
Yes, but I can't touch them. I can't hug them or anything, but I'm happy to see them.
That's great.
Yes.
All right, so grandma happy, granddaughter happy, school is in session. I'm going to be talking to the head of the Labone Senior High School. Now, how many students are you expecting, and how many do you have so far?
I'm expecting boarders 482, but I think that some few of them, less than 20, have arrived. And I'm expecting the day students tomorrow. They are 610, and so together we'll get 1,092. So I'm hoping that tomorrow morning everything will go normal, so that they will just clean the classroom and then settle, and then we can start.
And then also you mentioned cramping 16 weeks into 10 weeks. How sure are we that we'll be able to, cover the grounds?
Well, of course, formerly we were doing 45 minutes, but now we do 1 hour. So we know how to manage our times now. So we may not finish totally, but we'll do some. I hope that will go very far.
Thank you so much. So you had the headmistress of Labone Senior High School there, essentially explaining that they are ready, they are prepared to ensure that this academic year or this semester goes on successfully. You're still watching the Citi Newsroom. At this point, we take a breather and cross over to government to find out what government makes of the first day of reopening.
The school community, as if you've heard health personnel describe the school community, that children are well monitored and supervised whilst they are within the school community. far more better than was their home. You understand? So at home, we see them play around on pitches, nobody guides them. But on school, social gatherings are not allowed on school campuses. You understand? That is why we say we don't have to encourage mass gathering. So school assemblies in the mornings have been banned, no sporting activities, no religious groupings, so that is one way of checking these things that you we are humans. Putting on the face mask, you and I, at a point in time, we pull it down, and then we have to be reminded by ourselves or by a third party, say, yo, Charlie, pull it up. So it is true, it is difficult, but we all believe that they are better off on campus and they are well monitored and supervised on campus than even at home. So we believe they are safer whilst they are together at a particular point in time.
Now, in some other news, some victims of Thursday's floods in the northeast region have deserted the school where the National Disaster Management Organization housed them due to what they say is the lack of proper care and attention. Now, according to them, the relief items given were significantly inadequate to sustain them. The victims also claimed that they were yet to benefit fully from the donations. NADMO in the region has, however, assured to begin distribution of the cash donation following agitations by the victims.
The situation is now worse compared to the first, and because at that time we were able to have at least 1 meal a day, but as of now there is no even a single meal. And from the maize that they gave us, we have no money again to even go and do the flower, because if water display, you will not pick any property from your house. You are only running for your life. So therefore, we are not able to have, there is no money for us to prepare the fly and also prepare any food for ourselves.
Actually face challenges here, a lot of problems. Because far as since then, they did not yet get the food to eat. Some of them even ran away up to now to their nearby places, their relatives. They are there. They are not coming here again. And then some few left. For them, we provided them the accommodations and they stay and cook for themselves. And then the monies that Vice President gave to them was 1 billion, and said for the money they should divide it to them among the affected communities. They should divide the money to the affected communities. And up to now, they received the monies. They didn't give it to them again.
The Ministry of Finance has served notice that government will not proceed with the initial public offering IPO of the Agyapa royalties deal until the special prosecutor concludes ongoing corruption risk assessment on it. In a letter signed by Deputy Finance Minister Charles Odododiodio and cited by Citi News, the ministry said the initial plan to launch the IPO in September is currently on hold. The Special Prosecutor, Martin Amidu, in a series of letters to the ministry last month, requested for all available documentation on the deal as part of ongoing corruption risk assessment to ascertain whether the controversial transaction could potentially promote corruption. Here are excerpts of the letter from the ministry to the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
Parliament in August approved 5 different agreements for the Agyapa royalties project pending the assent of the President. The Special Prosecutor, in pursuit of the mandate of the office to prevent corruption, wrote to critical institutions, including Parliament and the Ministry of Finance, for full documentation to carry out a corruption risk assessment for the entire deal, which seeks to raise between $500 to $750 million to finance infrastructure projects on the back of proceeds from mineral royalties through a special purpose vehicle, Agyapa Royalties Limited. A subsequent letter from the Special Prosecutor demanded that the ministry holds on to the launch of the initial public offering of the company on the London Stock Exchange until the corruption risk assessment is completed. In a letter addressed to the Special Prosecutor dated 1st October and signed by a Deputy Minister for Finance, Charles Odododiodio, cited by Citi News, government indicated that the IPO, originally scheduled to be launched in September and completed by December 2020, had been suspended, awaiting the verdict of the corruption risk assessment. The letter further stated that the ministry is in agreement that transparency is necessary necessary to bolster the integrity of the already controversial deal, and that the international investor community had been closely monitoring the outcome of the current state of the transaction, and it would therefore be detrimental to proceed without receiving the necessary approvals and green light from the Office of the Special Prosecutor. The letter from the ministry added that it will be required to fully disclose in the prospectus to the transaction the outcome of any investigation by the Office of the Special Prosecutor prior to approval by the respective regulators of stock exchanges in Ghana and the United Kingdom.
Now, President Akufo-Addo says government will assist the family of former President Jerry John Rawlings to give their mother, Victoria Agbotui, a befitting burial. Madame Victoria Agbotui, who was 101 years old, died last month. On Monday, President Akufo-Addo led a government delegation to commiserate with the former president at his residence. Citi News' Sami Yafi has more in this report.
President Akufo-Addo, who was accompanied by the Chief of Staff, Akosia Frema Opariose, and some officials at the presidency were at the residence of former President Jerry John Rawlings to sympathize with him following the passing of his mother. Madame Victoria Agbotui, who was 101 years old, died on Thursday, September 24, 2020. President Akufo-Addo says government will do all it can to help the family give Madame Victoria a befitting burial.
I believe a letter has come from your office to Jubilee House about this, and the Chief of Staff has already indicated our willingness to provide the maximum support for what's going to take place in the forecourt of the State House and the rest. So as far as that is concerned, the details have already been acknowledged and they will be worked on, and the Chief of Staff will make sure that the requisite support is provided.
Former Trade and Industry Minister and a family member, Dan Agbodakpi, who spoke on behalf of the family, says any kind of support from the government will be welcome, especially as preparations to lay Madame Victoria to rest were underway.
I am aware, as you have said just a while ago, that when news first broke, you did the needful by calling. The family is aware of that show of sincere solidarity and comradeship. And we are also aware that on your return from Accra, you indicated you'll be coming down. We had morning, you are in town, you'll be coming. The family sincerely welcomes you and appreciates this gesture.
The paramount chief of our Wind Traditional Council, Nana Beye Tanokwa III, has called on politicians in the Western North region and our Wind Traditional area to endeavor to ensure peace in the upcoming general elections. He made this call when the former president and flag bearer for the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, paid a visit to his palace as part of his 4-day tour of the region. Citi News' Stanley Bodi has more.
The former president was given a rousing welcome to each of the communities he visited on the first day of his tour. Even though he arrived in some of the communities, such as Kweu, Akontomram Kwanta, Dadieso, and Kwesio very late in the night, huge crowds of party supporters and chiefs waited patiently for the former president. Nana Beye Tanokwa III, in his welcome address in Enchi, called for peace in the upcoming elections. The chief of Sehi Aprutu in the Akontomra constituency, Nana Swam Kwesi II, who saw the former president visit as historic, made an appeal for the next NDC government to make available car loan facilities for all the gazetted chiefs to ensure smooth running of their day-to-day activities.
It is a na say uni kabi uni no mabia eya na adwuma no e den ma it is say na ya moboa MPs no a moba beboa assembly members no aka kwanya bi ba mo hwe na se bi a ka bi ko na mo pepe ma ahemfo na me che gazette chiefs no na se mo de be ma ye abaye chocho akaka akabebua dan se bi a da bia no ya ni be ko amahemfo no kwa so na mo gya ye so traditional chiefs iti ya besre se ehwo no so mo hwe ni ye emaye.
Moving on, the Chrono of Manya Krobo Traditional Council, Nene Sakiti II, says he is confident in the capabilities of the NDC's vice presidential candidate, Professor Nana Jino Poku-Agyeman. Addressing a section of party leadership at his palace during a 5-day campaign tour of the Eastern region, Nene Sakiti II said her inclusion on the ticket is good for the party.
Hope is that this wind of change will trickle down. It will trickle down from international to national, regional, then the local level. And I'm sure that with the example that you have set, well, we already know about your hard work, and that's the main reason why you've been selected, and I appreciate that. And I want to commend you for that. We already know that. But I'm hoping that other women also, whether our sisters or our children or our relatives or our loved ones or whoever, will also say to themselves that, yes, I can do it too.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Now, still to come, the NPP's constituent candidate in the Odododiodio constituency vows to unseat the NDC's candidate.
We have the details on that story as well as many others right after the break. Do stay with us.
Rigworld Solutions, forging the frameworks of Ghanaian industry. Engineering solutions from the heart of Takrady, Kejebil. At Rigworld Solutions, we manufacture industrial bolts and nuts, fasteners, hoses and fittings for the extractive and petrochemical industries. World-class products with local expertise. Locate our factory in Kejebil of the Takrady Takwa Road. Call 0302 949917 or 0540 107504. Email enquiries at rigworldsolutions.com. Rigworld Solutions, crafted in Ghana, engineered for the world.
Dance the night away with some real funky shows this September on GoTV. and get hip and fabulous with some Niger food to whet your African appetite.
Why don't we eat?
It's all mind over matter when you upgrade to GoTV Plus or GoTV Max. It takes a brilliant mind to take down an insane street-smart criminal. Stay connected or upgrade to GoTV Plus or GoTV Max for access to real groovy shows. We're putting the funk in entertainment. GoTV. Live it. Love it.
Close-up deep action with antibacterial mouthwash formula and deep cleaning gel. Close-up deep action. Enjoy long-lasting fresh breath.
The Equinfi Juice Factory is a 1D1F initiative funded by Ghana Exim Bank. Each juice brand, Equinfi Fruit Juice, is made from fresh pineapple and its quality is impeccable. All raw materials used in its production are purchased here in Ghana. The entire value chain has helped the community prosper by creating jobs for many Ghanaians, from farming, distribution and retail. Due to its great taste and brand promotion, Equinfi Juice is available in supermarkets and shops all over Ghana. And just like Equinfi Juice Factory, there are other factories set up across the country under the 1D1F initiative in areas such as shea production, poultry, pharmaceuticals, sweet potatoes, avocado, tomatoes, mangoes, and more local businesses which are creating jobs and expected revenue. At Ghana Exim Bank, we call this the Made in Ghana 4P. Produce, promote, purchase, and prosper. If as a people we believe in the Ghana beyond aid, then let's prosper as a nation by producing, promoting, and purchasing our own products. Let's support Made in Ghana and let's take Made in Ghana to the world. One district, one factory. Ghana at work. Ghana Exim Bank, facilitating Ghana's international trade.
Thank you, sir. Hello, my name is Samuel Ofori, a film actor and a film director. Because of the nature of my job, the taste for quality things is endless. Quality phones, quality laptops, quality TV sets. Let me show you my secret. Here is Franco Trading Enterprise. My secret for quality laptops, quality phones, quality TV sets, accessories, come on, external hard drive, pen drive, name it. For bulk purchase and retails, come to Franco Trading Enterprise. They will reduce the price for you. Franco Trading Enterprise, home quality phones.
Hello again. The two most dominant political parties within the Odododiodio constituency, NDC and the NPP, are lacing their boots ahead of the 2020 general elections. Although the constituency is considered a stronghold of the NDC, the NPP says it is hopeful of repeating history as occurred in the year 2000. The following report by Citi Newsroom's Ni Ayikwe Okan has the details.
This is the Odododiodio constituency. It is one of the busiest parts of the Greater Accra region due to the numerous commercial activities that take place here by settlers from across the country. With a total population of over 180,000 and a voter population of about 110,000 as at 2016, the constituency serves as a hub for corporate entities such as the Central Bank, the General Post Office, Absa Bank Head Office, the former AMA Head Office, among others. The constituency shares borders with the Ablekuma South, Central and Korle Klote constituencies. Notable communities within it are Bukum, Jamestown, Old Fadama, Palladium, Adedenkpo and Gamashi. Within the same constituency are the famous Mokola, Agbegloshi, Kantamanto and Konkomba Yam markets. It has several electoral areas which include Mulichagono, Ingleshi, Amamumu, Koledudo, Kikan and Mudo. In terms of governance structure, the Odododiodio constituency seat has mostly been won by the National Democratic Congress (NDC) since 1992. However, in the year 2000, Reginald Nibi Ayibonte of the NPP grabbed the seat from the NDC with 51% of the votes in that election. In 2004, Nibi Ayibonte failed to secure the seat for the NPP. He lost to Samwani Ayi Mankata of the NDC, who won with 52%. Nimankata unfortunately died a year into his term. In a by-election held in August 2005, Jonathan Nitakikome of the NDC won the seat against Asafwacha Sidney Mankata of the NPP with 8,377 votes. Since the year 2004, the NPP has not been able to wrestle the seat from the NDC. But what could have worked the magic for Reginald Nibia Ibonte in the year 2000?
It's like Ghanaians wanted a change. I mean, we have lived with Rawlings, we have had ERP 1, ERP 2, program of action to mitigate the cost, social cost of adjustment called PAMS card, and all the IMF conditionalities and so on. We've also suffered the famine of 1983, so people want to see a change. I have a mother who was very jovial, and growing up as a child, I also loved teaching. So the people knew me and they saw me as one of their own.
In 2008, Jonathan Nitakikome turned out the largest difference in terms of votes in the history of the constituency to retain the seat for the NDC. He pulled over 34,000 votes, representing over 55%, while the NPP's Mohamed Agyapa, who is currently the mayor of Accra, came second with 25,495 votes, representing 41%. In 2012, Edwin Nilante Vanderpoy won the seat for the NDC and has since retained the seat for the NDC. He is currently the incumbent MP for the constituency. An executive member of the NDC in the constituency, Samilai, has been sharing with Citi News some of the achievements of the NDC in the constituency.
We can speak about so many infrastructural projects in terms of education that the MP has contributed to. At least the single important achievement in the arena of sports, we can talk of the Bukom Boxing Emporium that has helped to advance sports in this country, not just in this constituency. When it comes to the health sector, you can go to the old Jamestown maternity, where the MP did not just refurbish or rehabilitate that health facility, but then he has also been able to put up a 2-story building to advance or to expand health care as far as child care and maternity is concerned.
Based on the aforementioned figures, the Odododiodio constituency is settling for either the NDC or the NPP. Contesting the 2020 elections on the ticket of the NPP and NDC are Nilante Bannerman, who is currently the Executive Secretary of the Premix Fuel Committee, and Nilante Vanderpoy. The contest is not going to be an easy one, as the two-time representative of the NPP would have to face it off with the current MP for the National Democratic Congress, Nilante Vanderpoy, who has served the constituency as an MP since 2012. How prepared is the NPP to wrestle the seat from the NDC?
I'm contesting against somebody who was a director of operations, one time a director of operations at the presidency, one time deputy minister for local government, one time deputy minister for trade, a substantive minister for sports, and he has nothing at all to show in Odododiodio. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And I'm saying it, I want him for a debate. We should sit and talk about track records for the people to see. He has nothing to show. He has not done anything for the constituency. The letter that the position that I've been given, I've used it, I've touched the lives of the people, I have a relationship with the people, and I'm seeking to lead the people into a new time, a new dispensation.
With some developmental projects such as the construction of the Jamestown Harbour, the Salaga Market, the Sempe Government School, astroturfs at Manchagbona and Bukom in the constituency by the NPP government, the NDC says these will not have any impact on its chances of retaining the seat for the area.
The people of Ododiodio knows the history to every project that the NPP government is embarking on now. Now we can start from Salaga Market. You would remember that in 2016, before the NDC left power, we cut short for the construction of the Salaga Market, and then the project was to last for a year, of which we are going to put up of over 700 stores. at the Salaga Market. So it is the NPP government that stalled the Salaga Market project. Other than that, the contractor that we awarded the contract to gave us that a year that it was going to complete the project, and the project should have been there now. I can give you assurance that we are going to retain the Odododiodio seat with a significant margin.
With barely a few months into the elections, residents within the Odododiodio constituency have also been engaging in political deliberations on the chances of the candidates of both the NDC and the NPP. They spoke to Citi News on what their basis for voting would be in the 2020 polls.
The president here, COVID-19 in Bane, Ebamajin na chenye dumuna. Ya na boni gabo yo na nya wo free pipe no phone no pay. No polante no we boy modern ni wajajem sambis dan wo bajebie. Ni modromo na akufa do kai fe aboy han. Lele wala ka tumo shamu ni modromo eje shanye mi gidigidi. Ni ka gbe na wo bajebie ni wo ya. Ni bia ole ko ba ne ko ba ko we ko ne ni ko ba correct place jake. Ni mo meni wo kan mi fe me na aka wo lo tame bia amba yo wo lo eku.
Biane bana min eje ni bi echon wo ni chon akeshin ni bi ne fefe ni wo fen wo na yo mi un ye awe akeshin ke ma vote ma ni bana MPP okay chuni le ana chuni esla market agbene abo na fio the same bomo no chuni different ye he ne much like 3 days ne e ba gie ye simple e chon wo fen mi tumo de chu e mo fen mo na
afine elections na afine bi baba o ba chake ni chon ga bia mi na yo agbeni mi anu kwale agboni yen this one no fen no yen this no acho mi Ghana no mi like election na afine kan mu asmu yen this o ba win ni wo no fen no ba afi fa ja ga mi yen this yo.
For the former MP Reginald Nibi Ayibonte, the NPP must intensify its publicity in the constituency regarding its achievements to be able to defeat the NDC in the 2020 general elections. Reporting from Palladium here in Accra, I'm Ni Ayikwe Okain for Citi News.
Now, here in the studio, I have been joined by Head of Research, Citi TV and Citi FM, Nathan Kwao, to talk more about the Greater Accra region and how voting has been over the years. Nathan, you're welcome to CNR.
Thank you very much for having me.
Right, so Greater Accra can be described as a swing region. Yeah. Tell us more about their voting history.
Well, you put it right. They're called a swing region because they tend to go with the national trend. So, for example, if you take, say, the 96 election that the NDC won with President Rawlings, the Greater Accra voted that way. In the years 2000 and 2004, when power was resting with the NPP, the region went in that direction. In 2008 and 2012, when they got back to the NDC, the region voted that way, and in 2016, they voted massively for the NPP, both in terms of presidential and parliamentary. So that's really the nature of the Greater Accra region. So they always say that if you want to figure out how your election is going, study the Greater Accra results. That will give you an idea of where you are heading, because it kind of gives you a broad picture, because it's a region that is mixed. You have all kinds of people here in addition to the natives. But like I said, history will tell you that whoever wins the national election always tends to win Greater Accra.
So 2020, what do you think are the factors that are likely to inform the voting pattern this time around? Well,
broadly, you find that the region has two large parts. There's a coastal part and then there's the urban portions. Okay. So the coastal part will be very concerned with premixed fuel. And it has always been the story. How much premix gets to the fishermen? Do they have landing beaches? Do they have storage places? Things that affect their business will determine where they vote. And the candidate that seems to promise or provide them with greater solutions or better promises, that's where these fisher folk will turn their votes. Now, if you come to the urban areas, they will deal with more of the trending economic matters, jobs, utilities, amenities, those kinds of things. So the candidate that will tell them that I will provide you with jobs, I'll make sure your life is good, I'll give you some money, your children can go to school, all these things that kind of capture a national problem or capture different things that affect us as a country in those urban areas, you find that people will vote based on those things. Do I have water consistently? Do I have lights consistently? Do I have a job? What's business like? What's the economic situation? Do I have a hospital where I am? Is the road in my constituency good enough? All of these things will determine where the votes will go in the urban areas, while in the coastal areas it's more of premix. Do I have premix? How expensive it is? How cheap is it? How available it is? What things will affect my fishing business? What things will enhance my fishing business? So those are the broad things that will determine what plays out in Greater Accra in 2020.
And we have the manifestos of, let's limit it to the NDC and NPP, capturing all these factors.
And you have saying different things. They talk about everybody has plans for either fishermen, plans for roads, plans for amenities, plans for providing jobs, plans for enhancing the general economic situation. So the electorate will have to go through their manifesto and try to vote for the party that captures more of their aspirations and tends to find or provide a solution to the kind of problems they will face or the problems they are facing now. And they'll vote for the party that seems to have a solution to those issues.
Nathan, thank you very much. We keep our eyes on the Greater Accra region.
Yes, it should be fun.
All right. So you're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still to come, the NPP touts achievement of government in cocoa sector. We'll be back shortly. Don't go away.
Play the golden goal on Bet Planet today with just 20 Ghana cedis. You could win a Mercedes and 100,000 Ghana cedi worth of prizes. This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below the age of 18.
We have new addictive series for you on DSTV.
A country invaded, another surrendered.
What will America do?
So much has changed.
No, you've changed.
Go, go, go! Love a good British drama. World on Fire's intimate portrayal of the effects of wartime on ordinary people may be your next favorite thing to watch. Or catch Stargirl, a stellar series around a teenage superhero who is a shining beacon in the darkest of times. True crime fans, you'll be fascinated by this brilliant federal agent as she dives into the dark criminal underworld. And join some of Power's most controversial characters in this spin-off. Series definitely worth checking out on DSTV.
Casa de Ropa, a 1D1F initiative in Kumwabewaze funded by Ghana Exim Bank, produces orange flesh sweet potato food products like sweet potato cake, bread, donuts and chips among others in large quantities for both local consumption and exports. As innovators in agribusiness with the capacity of producing over 250 tons of potatoes every 6 months, it has an estimated job creation capacity of over 1,000. Like Casa de Ropa, there are other factories set up across the country under the 1D1F initiative in areas such as poultry, pharmaceuticals, fruit processing, and more local businesses which are creating jobs and expected revenue. At Ghana Exim Bank, we call this the Made in Ghana 4P. Produce, promote, purchase, and prosper. If as a people we believe in the Ghana Beyond Aid, then let's prosper as a nation by producing, promoting, and purchasing our own products. Let's support Made in Ghana, and let's take Made in Ghana to the world. One district, one factory. Ghana at work. Ghana Exim Bank. Facilitating Ghana's international trade.
It's not long ago that things were normal. Good friends could meet for a good drink and share good times. And then everything changed. And our bars, the center of our communities, all closed, sending us all indoors. But now, things are changing. Kakra, kakra. Small, small. We're getting our lives back. Obeye, we'll get back to the way things were.
Hey, Mama.
Hey, you want a drink?
Yeah, man.
It's time for us to rise up, As we look forward to making our bars safe, Guinness Ghana will invest 10 million cedis through the Yen Boom program to get our bar owners back on their feet. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hello, my brother. It's been a long while. Your house debut. I use the finest materials for this building. I can see that. But my brother, you know, just last year you built this house. Oh yeah. When the walls started to peel off like banana due to rising damp. My brother, that's been my issue. I've tried so many things, but nothing works. You know what? They even use that black rubber thing on it before the concrete casting. You mean that baller rubber? Oh, my brother, you would have saved yourself the stress if only you used Visqueen DPM from Vertigio Limited. Really? That'd be what my puppy used for house. And over so many years, the house till they come up.
For purchases and enquiries, contact Ventigio Limited at Spinters Road, Accra, or in Kumasi at Oshumasi Kwarasu.
Visqueen DPM, no size.
It's good to have you back on the Citi Newsroom. Let's bring you one more story. Now, the New Patriotic Party says it has managed the cocoa sector better than previous NDC administrations. And the party says cocoa farmers are better off and have increased their yields due to the prudent policies and programs introduced by the government. Addressing a press conference in Accra, Director of Communications for the party, Yao Boabina Samoa, stated that cocoa farmers were impoverished under the Mahama administration.
Our humble warning to cocoa farmers, their dependents, and all well-meaning Ghanaians is this: keep candidates Mahama's hands away from your cocoa. He is the alternative, and when it comes to the welfare and well-being of the Ghanaian farmer, candidate Mahama is dangerous. He does not know how to manage the economy. He does not know how to help the cocoa industry. He has no clue what the needs of the farmers are. To him, cocoa is just an avenue for corruption, leaving the industry and the farmer to suffer. Stay with Nana Odododiodio and the MPP to protect the progress made so far and transform the industry for the welfare and well-being of all Ghanaians.
And that's how we wrap up. You've been watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Don't forget that our website, citinewsroom.com, has more news updates.
Subscribe to CityTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV.
Download the Citi Newsroom app from the Google Play Store and keep updated on the go.
You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182.
My name is Frime Dunyame.
And my name is Bobie Ose. It's been a pleasure coming your way.